Hello and welcome to the talk QtCreator in Space. I'm Alessandro Portale and this is a two-part talk. The first part will be done by me. It's a short introduction into QtCreator plugin development, and the second part will be done by Günter Schwann of Viking Software, and he will demonstrate what he does with QtCreator for the European Space Agency. What is a QtCreator plugin? If you think of the features in QtCreator, most of these will most likely come from a plugin. And QtCreator ships a set of plugins by default. These plugins provide, for example, support for different build systems, for different tool chains, for programming languages, or maybe for target systems like Android, iOS, or you name it. And each plugin has metadata, which describes who made the plugin, what the copyright is, and which other plugin this plugin depends on. Let's create a new plugin. The Qt SDK installer offers a plugin development package. That allows you to start with plugin development without having to check out the whole QtCreator source code and build everything from scratch. So if you have that package installed, let's go to the new project wizard and choose the one to create a new QtCreator plugin. There we set the project name and where it has to be generated, and there's also a page for the metadata. That's the metadata that then becomes part of your plugin, and you also set the path where QtCreator is installed, the version that you want to target. Now the next step here is it is important to choose the right kit for this project because it has to be binary compatible with the QtCreator version that you want to target. So how do you find out which is the right version? Well, open the About dialog in the QtCreator that you want to target and choose then the right kit. After the project wizard is finished, you can see a couple of files that have been generated. The main CPP file is just creates a small action, inserts that action into the menu, and if you press that menu item, you will see a small dialog popping up. It's just an example of how to get started with plugin development. In order to run the plugin now, we copy a small line from the README. This will help us in the next step, and that's in the run configuration. Now we want to run the plugin, which is a DLL. First, we have to set which main executable to use, host application for our plugin, and that's QtCreator, the QtCreator version. We set it as the executable, and then come the command line arguments. We paste in what we just copied in the previous step, and also in this case, in order to distinguish the QtCreator I develop with and the QtCreator I develop on, I say the QtCreator that I start here has to have the color red. So I press play, the plugin gets compiled, and then you see our QtCreator, the red one, and we can also see that it has the menu entry, and if I click that, the pop-up appears. And if you go to the plugin dialog, I use the filtering to find my plugin quickly. I can see here it is, and it even has the metadata. Now we developed our plugin and want to get it to our users so that they can install it and use it in their QtCreator installation. There are multiple ways of achieving that. Here's a very simple one. We take our plugin binary and put it into an archive. This is a DLL that I put into a zip file. Could be any archive type. Then our users get this archive and they open their plugin dialog in QtCreator where they find an install plugin button. They press that and up comes a wizard which gets the zip file and then analyzes the zip file and offers to install the plugin either in the local or in the global location. And then QtCreator has to restart and we can check, or our users can check, is the plugin installed? Yes, there is the menu action. That's it. Now we plan to have multiple releases of our plugin in the future. for Windows, but also for Linux and macOS. And we don't to do everything by hand each time, building the plugins, compressing them into zip archives and mailing them around, right? That would be too tedious and error prone. So here's a little trick how we can do that in a more convenient way. The project wizard that created our initial plugin project also created a YAML file for us. That YAML file describes a GitHub Action workflow. So if our project is hosted on GitHub, we can make use of the action feature, which is very convenient. That means that you can have builds of your binary that are done in the cloud for different target operating systems. There is an example for it. Our colleague created a plugin for Haskell development in QtCreator. So if you go to the GitHub page, you will see that there are releases. And the releases are nicely named and also put into archives. We can download such an archive and just install it via the install plugin wizard that we saw already before. So if you use GitHub, you can use this workflow to deploy your plugins. It's very convenient. So that was the quick introduction into plugin development. And now Günter Schwann from Viking Software will take over and tell you about QtCreator in space.
Thanks, Alessandro. So, hello, my name is Günter Schwann, and I'm today presenting you QtCreator in space. So, first, I'll introduce myself and companies involved, and next, I'll talk briefly about TASTE, and then about SpaceCreator, which is a part of TASTE. And major part will be a demo, and then I will briefly tell you about the development of SpaceCreator. So about me, I'm developing with Qt for more than 20 years. It started with KDE, and then I developed for various companies in various areas, mobile, embedded, desktop, pretty much all that Qt is used for. And a bit more than 4 years ago, I joined Viking Software. So Viking Software is a software consulting company. Its headquarter is in Denmark, but developers and employees are all across Europe. And there's a long history with Qt in this company and a lot of experience with Qt. And then there is ESA. I don't think I need to introduce ESA. As far as I know, ESA was the first commercial customer of Qt. But for all the rest, you should know about. So about TASTE. So TASTE is, I'd say, a toolbox used by ESA to model systems and then use code generators to generate reliable, safe code. And that's just a very brief explanation. And I'll just move on and say it is using for all these models and for the communication between the different tools, which is mainly using files for transferring data, using standards like ADL, ASIN1, MSC, which is a message sequence chart. And all this is to automate the work, which is mainly generating code. Reason is, of course, to prevent human errors, to do multiple checks, to make sure there are no software errors. As imagine you are doing a software update of a satellite that is orbiting around the Earth, and then you have a major error and you can't go up there and press the reset button. So this needs to really work. And one more thing is to use graphical editors for the developers to better understand the whole system, to better understand the code, and use these editors as a starting point for the generators. So speaking about the graphical editors, then there is SpaceCreator. SpaceCreator is a plugin for QtCreator, and it is one QtCreator plugin that has multiple graphical editors to edit those models as described of taste and to trigger code generations, and it is used as the main shell around the tools. At least it is evolving there, let's say. There are plenty of older tools, but this is, I'm betting, already quite some. It's not only SpaceCreator, there's another plugin, for example, for the ASIN1 files to define the data types precisely so they can be checked. And this, for example, is done by another company called N7 Space, not by Viking Software. So why was QtCreator chosen for this? Well, QtCreator can be embedded by plugins. So you can, embed all the graphical editors that ISA wants to. One major part is QtCreator is open source. As the whole taste is open source, it's nice to have the tools open source as well. And it supports multiple programming languages. As in taste, multiple languages are used, and the targets are multiple languages as well. A QtCreator can run on multiple platforms, which is, as I will tell you later, not really a factor here for SpaceCreator or Taste. And Qt is fast and flexible. There are some older tools and editors, and they are not that fast, not that flexible. So partly they are replaced by Qt-based ones. So I'll demo now. So this is a VirtualBox, and now I'm running SpaceCreator, starting with this command here. So, and this opens me a QtCreator already with one graphic editor, which is the interface view editor. And this one is describing the main system, let's say. In this case, it's a traffic light in this very basic example. And you can see there is a controller. This is, let's say, a class, and then it sends out here information about the color to the user, like red, yellow, and green. And some more user information. This is for the pedestrians, and those could click a button, for example, as they want to cross the road, and then you log the information here. So that's more or less the architectural view of this whole system. And let's go, for example, here for the user. So we can open up here. Let's say the parameters are interesting. So, oops, this is not the right one. This one here, the user. Now we have it. So as I said, this is more or less, let's say, a class in C++. And you can choose the implementation language here. And in this case, it was GUI. Doesn't tell you a lot, but in this case, GUI is transformed, and we can open it up here. Oops. Quickly building it here and generating, and here we have it. It's using Python in this case. So it's not like everything is implemented here by the code generators, but that skeleton is done here, and then users still develop actual code, at least partly. So this was the Python, for example. And then we can go for the controller, open up the properties, and for the implementation, you can see SDL, for example. And if we edit this one here, it opens up a new editor. And this one is not yet ported for to SpaceCreator. Maybe it will be at some later point, but this one is already quite some massive code base. It is written in Python and Qt using PySide. Porting this to QtCreator, yeah, there needs to be, yeah, let's see if it can be done easily using Python in QtCreator. No investigation was done there yet. Anyway, you can see here the state machine for this controller. So there's the controller and there are states and all the information. Like for example, here you have a timer where you wait for 500 milliseconds. You send out the information for the user that it's a red light. You log it for the logger, it's a red, and then you tell the user to wait and going to the red state afterwards. Inside the red state, there is even more information. And then you move on and see all this. Another interesting view is this one here. And here you could see you're starting here, the whole traffic light. It goes into the red state, moves to orange, and then goes to green. Wrong, it goes from red to green and green to orange, and then back to red again with some internal states as well. So this is an old tool, not used, not connected to QtCreator. It's only called there. But one more information that might be interesting is that properties here. Let's go for this end here. And here in the parameters, so this is more or less a method that's called. And methods can have parameters. And in this case, you can see the type. So the type can be chosen here, which is TL color. And now let's open up this file here. This is the ASN1 file, and here we define the data types. And TL color, for example, is defined here as being either red, orange, or green. And even for integers, you can limit it for a certain range. This is interesting to, for example, check if the hardware supports the full range. There are more complex data types possible, of course, and this is used to check if the receiver and the sender are using really the absolute same data types to not have any miscommunication there. And one more is this here, this graphical editor. So this graphical editor here is showing the sequence of events that happened and some more information. Like here, there's a timer for the clock that is waiting, and there are some messages sent in between from the controller to the user. Then you can see what happens here. So it's cycling between the red and walking and green and the orange state. So cycling between all those, and then somewhere there could be some event. Doesn't seem to be in this case here that the user pressed the button. So he wants to cross the road. As you might have seen it here, there's this button where the user can press. So all this is SpaceCreator. In the end, we can run this example, which is, you can see here, built, generated and built, and then is running in a second or two or three. And there it is. You can see here the message sequence chart already logging all the events flooded by the logger. Interesting might be here to see if it's running. So you can see here, this one is the traffic light here and the light for the user. You can see the traffic can go, user can't go. Let's see if we press the button, if the user then can, yeah, now the user can go and cross the road and then red again. So very basic example here. I can show you then QtCreator is version 4.8. That might be or is interesting later on, and you can see the plugins here. SpaceCreator is here, the ASN1 plugin is here, and this is SpaceCreator. So moving on here, those were the very ones that I wanted to show you. And now about the development with SpaceCreator. The biggest issue for SpaceCreator in using QtCreator is that the API of QtCreator is unstable. So whenever the version changes from QtCreator, its API might change. And keeping up with those changes is not really that easy. As the whole API of QtCreator is not really documented, not in a sense as you're used with the Qt library, which has a really, really nice documentation. QtCreator API is more or less undocumented, and there is no information on the changes of the API as well. So this is the major burden with creating QtCreator from and keeping up with QtCreator versions with your plugin. And it's very hard to build QtCreator for multiple platforms. So for Windows, or it's the plugin building it for Windows, for macOS, for Linux, all of those at the same time, maybe even for different versions of QtCreator. That's pretty hard. Lately, QtCreator has a wizard included. So if you build your own plugin and you host it on GitHub and you have it open source, even closed source, I don't know. It's quite easy to trigger actions there to build your plugin for all the three major platforms, only for the latest version of QtCreator. But that's already really nice if you're on GitHub, which is not. Then in general, plugin development is rather slow. You have a usually very big application. You only want to focus about your small plugin. In our case, it is not that hard as we have separated editors. They have a bit of a communication in between, but most of the features can be done in separate applications. So development there is a lot faster. And then we have just one major widget that is embedded by the application or by QtCreator. And so embedding it later on in QtCreator is quite easy, except for if you're working on some code that is using information from different editors, like checking consistency when you change the name of a function, or you need to update all the other editors as well, meaning files in this case. But in general, QtCreator is quite solid, in the meaning it doesn't crash too often, except for your own faults. And it it doesn't block you in your development. It doesn't interfere with your work. It's quite straightforward using it. So in all the development, QtCreator is not a limiting factor for us so far. In any case, that's really nice. So in general, for the TASTE runtime, so TASTE is developed to be used in Debian 10. It is moving currently to Debian 11. Will take its time, but yeah. And that was the reason why you have seen QtCreator 4.8. We're moving to new version. Obviously, with Debian 11, it would be 4.15. But we as well moved from moving Debian packages to app image. So the whole QtCreator is inside of an app image using or including the SpaceCreator plugin and all the other stuff that is needed. Not the whole taste, only QtCreator. And it is quite big, but now any version of QtCreator and Qt can be used. And it's not fixed to Debian or Debian 10 even, but other Linux distributions can be used as well. And the whole taste runtime is used or distributed by a set of installation scripts that are maintained by Git, so you can update the whole system. So those do all the installation of needed packages, triggering the builds. As said, it's all open source. It's building all the stuff except for SpaceCreator, which is too big, has too many dependencies. So this one is distributed as a binary that's downloaded. And the whole taste can then be either used directly on a Debian 10 box, for example, or now even Ubuntu or the other Debian-based could be used rather easily. Or you can use a virtual machine, as I did, and run it there. It is a virtual machine is provided you can just download it from the Taste web page. You could use Docker as well, change root even, and there's now experiments for using it in Windows, with the Windows subsystem for Linux, which seems to be a nice way to use it on Windows as well. So for the future of Taste and SpaceCreator, so this whole Taste is many years old, and it will continue and continuously be developed. And SpaceCreator will evolve as well. It is by far not finished. It will add some more editors, probably, like the one that you have seen for the state machine that might be included. Let's see, at some later point. And its usage inside of ASA is even increasing. But other industries are open to have a look at it and maybe use it as well. So that's one of the reasons to use open source for all of this. It should be open for others as well, using it just or maybe even contributing. So that's all for me. I'm open for questions. I have two links here, one for Taste, one for the Git repository, where you could have a look. So thank you for watching.